With all the investments we've seen at UK theme parks this year, with things like Hyperia and Nemesis Reborn, it's been very easy to sort of forget other projects that we've had in the UK that will be opening this year. And one which is a massive project, which I have to be honest with you, I'm annoyed with myself that I kind of haven't been following a little bit more closely, is Drayton Manor's new roller coaster opening for 2024. And I thought, given that I haven't actually made a video about this ride yet, given that we've just had a new bit of very exciting news for this ride, I'll go over the ride that we're getting this year at Drayton Manor in this video, because I've kind of made a video about most of the other major UK theme park investments this year, and this is one which I would say, especially for family coasters, is going to be a very significant one for the UK for years to come. And for those of you who don't know, Drayton Manor essentially is opening a family lift and launch roller coaster manufactured by Intamin this year in 2024. And this ride is looking to be very, very interesting, featuring some very unique elements. Now, I'm not going to try and explain the full part of this ride, because knowing me, I will get it wrong, because it looks very interesting. I think it'll be one which I'm not going to try and fully describe until I've actually been on it, because I don't want to misinform anyone. But we know that this ride features forward sections, backward sections, some lovely transitions and turns, and will even feature forwards and backwards launches from what I've heard, which is really great to hear and will be very cool. And this ride will be going where Apocalypse used to sit at the park. I'm sure a lot of you remember back when it was removed, and it was a bit sad that we were obviously having to say goodbye to Apocalypse, and then the park started redeveloping that area. And then now, really, I know at the time I was sad that Apocalypse was going, but to get a ride of this stature, I have to say it is a very great step in the right direction for the park. But with this ride's opening being not very far in the future really, given that we've seen the ride testing now, and it's really just a case of finishing up those testing, polishing off all the sort of ride area, making it look to the standard they want and opening it, excitement really is building. And I'll be honest, for me especially, I'm very, very much excited to get on this ride. And that was mainly because I hadn't visited until just over a year ago now, but when I did actually make the trip to the park, I have to admit, it was one of those parks which really did take me by surprise, especially with areas like the Vikings area, which I even put in the UK Lands video, just because of the factor of, it really is a great statement for that park with the Vikings area. And if this new ride is going to be themed to that standard, which by the sounds of it will be, it'll be an incredible attraction, because the surrounding area for this ride has in fact been rethemed and given a whole lease of life for this season, because that area has stayed open because it's obviously on the border of the construction site. But that alone is great to see. So when this ride sort of filled into the centre of that area, it'll look even better. But the more exciting part is that the park have in fact released the ride's name, with it being called Gold Rush. Although I've heard some people saying that it doesn't sound exactly exciting or anything or unique, which I actually think having a name like this, although it is simplistic, it might actually work in the ride's favour. To have a short and punchy name like Gold Rush, it rolls off the tongue really. It sounds quite cool, hence why it's used quite a lot, and I think it'll work really well for this attraction, especially given that it is going to be a family ride. Having something that's sort of easier and more punchy to say is going to help draw people towards it. As well as that, I have seen online people mentioning that they have put the world records that this ride will hold, which are, sorry, I'm just going to look to my left to find them, the UK's longest family coaster, which is awesome. It's something we need, as a nice long family coaster. A little bit longer in duration, it will make it that much better, and having these switch tracks and bits where it's going round on itself and the launches and everything is really going to help with that, because it will allow for a really unique ride. They've also stated it's the UK's first family coaster to feature a lift and launch, which I'm not going to go there. I saw a lot of people mentioning, is it technically, but I'll trust their word on that, because there might be a loophole for another part of a ride, which I'm thinking in particular. They've also stated it will have the UK's first backward launch into outdoor gravity track, which again, fair enough, that's a long one to say, but I can't really slate that, given that Merlin would have marketed it with exactly the same things, really, wouldn't they? So I can't really be too harsh, because we've seen it a lot this year with things like Hyperia and Nemesis Reborn. They love putting worlds first on theme park attractions, really, don't they? I guess it just makes it that much easier to market towards for people to want to ride it. And as well as this, we have also had teasers released by the park for the ride's advert, which really do look quite good, are going to sort of build excitement for it. But the one part which is sort of lingering on the end of this is, given that the time of recording this video an opening date hasn't been released for the ride, knowing my luck, just after I've recorded this it will go live just as I'm uploading the video, but we'll move. But if it hasn't been announced yet by the time this video is posted, I'd love to know when you think the ride will open, because I personally could see this ride opening sort of early August, given that it will give them the rest of this month to get it open, especially for the main summer draw of people. But I'd love to know what you think. Please do let me know in the comments. It would be great to hear what you think. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe. It really does make the world of difference and really does help this channel out. And I'll see you all in the next one.